Okay, we're in round two. I lost a few minutes on my clock. I was away from the computer for a little bit, but we are here now, and yeah, we're gonna keep this one lander because I have a Utopia Sprawl, so actually not that bad of a hand. And we have Force of Will, discarding Moloku, which I really don't want to do because Moloku, I would say, is one of our few ways to win, so not ideal. But being able to get blue mana on turn one is pretty nice. So, do we want a Rampant or do we want an Overgrown Battlement? Looks like Battlement. So we're playing against White Weenie as my guess. Not a ton of decks want to run Doom Traveler otherwise. Land would actually be a decent draw here. And it is. Okay, let's play Battlement. Here's what's cool. Next turn I get to play Master of the Wild Hunt and Force of Will, protect it if my opponent's got Path or Swords of Plowshares, both of which are definitely in this format, as is Journey to Nowhere. Let's be honest, there's a lot of things that could kill Master of the Wild Hunt in white. Oblivion Ring, stuff like that. My opponent goes for the kill on Battlement. That's absolutely acceptable. Yeah, Precinct Captain, not the end of the world either. That I shall allow. If I kind of want to draw a land here so I can play Master. All right. I mean, we can still play Master, but you know what I mean. Let's play Master and pass. And likely going to be playing Force of Will this turn, I imagine, because Master is... My opponent's going to try and kill Master, is my guess. Lingering Souls. Now, that, on the other hand, not worth dealing with. All right. Well, I guess we're at Garrick mana, so let us drop our Garrick. And let us spit out a beast. And pass. So now I guess we're killing Lingering Souls tokens. And Force of Willing my opponent's removal. Both attacking Garrick, so kill a token. Garrick will take one. It's not going to be a winning race, so my opponent's got to have something pretty juicy here. Just Lingering Souls were still pretty good, actually. So we can actually hard cast Force of Will now, which is kind of cool, actually. That is a River Boa. Guess we... If I swing with a beast, he blocks with a Doom Traveler most likely and gets another flyer. I don't really like that. Well, let's spit out another beast. I think I just want to leave my mana up for Force of Will, so I guess we'll pass. And we're just going to try and protect Garrick, pretty much, and Force of Will in emergency situations. No problem. So I imagine my opponent's going to just go for some Crusade effect that I can counter, which is fine. Garrett goes to 2. Still in pretty good shape, though. Hollowed Spirit Keeper. Yeah, that is also acceptable. That thing does not fly, but it does give him flying, guys. But he currently has 0 cards in his graveyard. Creature cards in his graveyard, rather. Get another wolf. Draw. Play a land. Spit out a beast. Pass turn. Just 1 land short of playing a 2-drop plus a Force of Will hardcast. I still want a hardcast Force of Will at some point. For now, we've got a crazy army, and it's only getting bigger. And our opponent can't even deal with Garrick, and we can counter any sort of board wipe, which I think is the only thing at this point I'm even contemplating countering. Like, I feel like even Armageddon we're beating pretty handily. Soldier does not matter. Wolves for days. Mystic Snake. Yeah, that's a pretty sexy draw, too. Let's spit that out. Let's play a boa. Let's pass. Like, I could be swinging here, but the reason I'm not is I have multiple layers of counter spells now. And on top of that, I have a Garrick and a Master of the Wild Hunt, producing one of the biggest armies I've ever seen. GG's. All right, so we're playing against White Weenie Beats. I still don't have a sideboard, so... Well, I'm glad I hated my opponent's Woe Reaper and Seeker and Spear of Hellion and Spectral Procession, because those would be pretty nasty against me. But maybe Dungeon Geist is actually good against my opponent, now that I think about it. Blocks all of his token creatures and locks down a dude. Yeah, it might actually be good. How did we not see 1 removal from our opponent? That's pretty strange, actually. Relentless seems great in this match. Fighting stuff. What do I want to cut for this Dungeon Geist? That's a great question. Thanks, Alex. Maybe Boa? No, I think we need some early regen blockers. Let's cut Brainstorm. Screw that card. So we'll play the Dungeon Geist and see how that pans out for us. It's an interesting one. So I have a turn 1 suspend search for tomorrow. And if I draw any land I can Sylvan Caryatid, I'm going to keep it. It's a pretty dangerous keep, I guess, but I kind of like it for some reason. I think mostly because if I draw a land, I can play Sylvan Caryatid and block all day. Alright, so let's suspend. Aether Vial, alright. And a Bone Splitter. Alright, well, I guess I can't block all day anymore, but let's see here. Land me, please. It is a land, so we'll play it. Taking some more damage, admittedly, but this at least forces our opponent to Bone Splitter. Not that that's overly difficult for my opponent, I suppose, but next turn I get to play Dungeon Geist, which is pretty good, or Master of the Wild Hunt, which is also good. Or Jace. the third of which is still good. I think we're probably just doing Dungeon Geist, locking down his dude. We're attempting to. And follow-up play is Porcelain Legionnaire, which is unfortunately very good against us. So let's get search for tomorrow. I guess we need, well, we don't need a second blue source, I guess. But it's probably okay anyway. Harmonize. Let's see here. So we can master, take 7 next turn, go to 5. That puts us in a decent spot, admittedly. Or I can Dungeon Geist, lock down Porcelain Legionnaire, block Soldier of the Pantheon. That's not bad either, actually. It buys us a turn and trades off his dude. I kind of like that, especially since he's tapped out. I'm going to go for that play. So we lock down his Legionnaire, the reason being it's got first strike. Hope that much is obvious. And then we get to ideally block his Soldier of the Pantheon. His guy doesn't untap, so we're at least not getting attacked by a Legionnaire this turn. Could actually take the Soldier. Try to think what I think of that. I don't like it all that much. I'm going to block. Like going in damage prevention a bit. Alright, a couple of tokens. And equipping up a token, which is fine. 1 card left in our opponent's hand, so once we can get this master online, that's actually not bad either, but he can equip up Legionnaire next turn. How much damage am I taking if I play master? I'm taking 3, 6, but I think we're doing it anyway. We're just going to have to take a bit of a beating this turn, but if he doesn't have an answer for master, we're in a pretty good place, since then we can leave up counter spells and kill stuff. Like next turn, so if I live this turn, I can play Battlement plus leave up counter spell, start picking off guys. So we take 6, go to 6. No plays. That's a good sign. All right. I would say we're in a pretty good spot now. So now we get to go land, battlement, leave up counterspell. Let's see. Attacks with everything. I get to block some tokens, kill off a 3/1, the first striker. I feel like I still want to leave up counterspell. Is that wrong? I don't think Raise the Alarm kills me. It's the the crusade effects that will kill me, so. Uh-oh. These aren't humans, so that's actually, it's acceptable. Countering this regardless of what it is. Going all in. So let's figure this out. We're going to go Carroted on human. We're going to go Master eats this guy. We're going to go Battlement on this guy. We're going to go Wolf on this guy. And then we're going to fight Legionnaire with our Master. End up taking a little bit of damage, but 1 damage. Now we get to leave up Mystic Snake. So Temple bottom that, pass. Six lands. No, we're just gonna leave up the old Mystic Snake. Looks like we won, I guess. Master is pretty strong, I admit, but my opponent, I'm a little bit surprised my opponent didn't have a Path to Exile, Swords of Plowshare, Journey Nowhere, Oblivion Ring. He was in black, so could have had like, I don't know actually, what's the spot removal in this format? Typically it's like Necrotol and stuff like that, but alright, well, I'm pleasantly surprised our deck has managed to go 2-0 so far, so we'll see how it performs in the finals.